Do you know there's 22 million millionaires here in the US and about 56 millionaires globally across the world? However, here in the US, there's only 12,000 private jets, more or less, owned by private entities. And worldwide, it's around 16 to 18,000 private jets. So what gives? What's the number difference? Are people buying it? Fractional share? You think everyone owns a private jet? Stay tuned to this episode where we talk about the different ways about owning and what maybe not everyone you see on TV or in your favorite magazines or TMZ or anything like that, how they all don't actually own their private jet. Hey, welcome back. This is Dio Sneddy Pellegrin here with the Pulse Advantage podcast. I'm with my business partner,
Daniel Rios, the CEO of Pulse Aviation.
And welcome back to our show, to this episode here, where we're going to talk about private jet ownership, chartering, and fractional ownership. So the three different ways ultimately you own a private jet, and how not necessarily what you see on TV or across social media, how not everyone actually owns a private jet. However, you still get access to a private jet thanks to the different ways of fractional ownership as well as chartering aspects. So Daniel, in this episode, obviously, we talked about this off camera, and we talked about, obviously anyone can buy a plane if you have the right money. But there are other options, right?
Of course.
In terms of owning or in terms of flying private, right? What are the other options? Obviously, we talked about them.
Obviously, we talked about in the past owning a jet, which is substantial financial commitment, really reserved for the very small percentage of people out there that could, you think about anything, right? Even when you're buying a car. Everybody's got their bracket of what they could afford because, certain level of cars, certain level of detail and the cost that goes into these things. Same thing goes with jets, as we've talked in previous episodes. If you're curious about that, you can go back to past episodes and check that out, how we break down maintenance costs and stuff like that. But then as the years developed where, back in the 70s and 80s, there was a small niche of people who could actually afford to travel in these things. Great entrepreneurs came along as, how do we give more affluent people access to these vehicles, right, to these planes, where you saw the emergence of jet cards, fractional share, and then outright chartering. And, there's also different levels of financial commitment that come with this stuff. And it's just going to be what's suitable for that traveler, how much they fly, how much they're willing to spend, and then actually cost comparison, right? So, hey, if I spend owning a plane outright, we talk tens of millions of dollars for a very nice jet, plus all the operating costs, paying for pilots, paying for insurance, the substantial costs that come with that. And then there are other tiers that came in with fractional share, where it's say, hey, you can own a part of this jet at 1/8 of a share, half of a share, 3/4 of a share, and then at a